to be the lead guide for Dressler Detours in next September and October periods. And the weather will be great as well. I'm sure some of you have been in Turkey before or you passed nearby, but my country is a location wise in the heart of the three old continents. It's such a strategical location. One side is Europe, the other side is Asia, and the south is Africa. And because of that, since the prehistoric times, it has been a melting pot of ethnically and racially different distinct groups. You can see the 28 different civilizations from the lens of modern Turkey. That we are very rich in that case as well. And as a size wise, Turkey is a very large country. To understand the whole the size of Turkey, put the whole Texas here, not enough. You need to put at least a three-quarter of California, and then you can get the whole size of Turkey. If you just remove the Turkey from here to put in Europe, we're whole France, whole Spain, and plus Portugal. Its the size is approximately equal. That's why we are a kind of large country. But for many Bible and plus history experts, they always say that Turkey is the crossroad of the civilizations, which is true. The first coin ever discovered in here. This is the place where first sculpture of the world coming from 7000 BC. The Troy is not just a movie of Brad Pitt. It's a beautiful Bronze Age city coming from like a 1600 BCs. And this is the city of Artemis. This is the country of the Paul. Paul started all his journeys in here. But if you're really interested in history, the real life starts in here as a town life from 7000 BC, from the Neolithic period, the place called Çatalhöyük in the central part of Turkey. This is the place we discovered the oldest sculpture in place, and we call that sculpture Alma Mater, the mother of all the earth. But with the new studies, we discovered the oldest human structure, again in Turkey, the place called Göbekli Tepe, which is a lot of, it's still full of a lot of question marks. Is it a temple? And now there's a new claim. Is it a beer house? Yeah, because in the basement we discovered a lot of barley residues. Could be the first place even people brew the beer as well. We're not really sure about this place. And around the 6th century BC, people start to use the coins rather than bartering the goods in this country. And again, if we talk about the modern Greek civilization, the father of history, Herodotus, was from Anatolia. Heraclitus, the father of history, the guy who says everything flows, Pantarei, he is from Ephesus. And you can see Hippocrates, the father of medical, is from Halicarnassos, which will be our last final destination in Turkey tour as well. So you can see the many important people, men and women, who created the ancient Greek civilization. Their roots come from the western part of the Turkey, the region called Ionia as well. But if you're a Bible lover, if you are interested in Bible history, which is my personal subject as well, you can see that the lens of modern Turkey, their story is starting from the early chapters of Genesis, and people start to write many parts of the New Testament in here, and Islam also become a big jumping step for the rest of the world from using the lens of modern Turkey. Paul is our local. He is from Tarsus, which is the southern part of the country. Antioch, which is after the Jerusalem, the second major biblical center of early Christians, was in the southern part of Turkey. And according to the belief of the Roman Catholics, Mother Mary spent her last days in Ephesus and ascended to sky as well. And so many letters of Paul and nearly all of the Acts of Apostle were written in Ephesus and different part of the Turkey. That's why, again, when you walk and drive during different part of the country, you feel yourself driving through the time of the Paul, John, Mother Mary, and Peter. But of course, for almost 1,000 years, Turkey was the homeland of the fifth largest empire in the world history, the Ottomans. And when you especially walk in every nooks and crannies of the Istanbul, which we don't hesitate to call Constantinople, because Ottomans always called the city as Constantinople as well. And you can see the magnificent mosques, the palaces, and still Grand Bazaar of Istanbul is the oldest living institution of the Ottomans through the modern republic. But, dear friends, since 1923, it's a brand new country, it's a republic which faced through the Western world with the great contribution of our founding father, Kemal Atatürk, who's the guy in the middle of the picture. But when you look at the modern Turkey is not just the country of Turks. If you just look at the ethnical background of people, Turks were around the 40%. We have Greeks, Jews, Russians, Poles, Yugoslavians, Romanians, Armenians, Albanians, and the biggest minority group, Kurds. And plus, we get a bonus, and our bonus is 13 million refugees, Syrians, Afghans, Ukrainian white collars, and Russian draft dodgers. Anybody who got a trouble, they all come to Turkey. And we are just kind of like trying to host them in here temporarily, of course. I'm a great example of this mixed society. My mom's family is, check my notes from my profile, you can see that they are Sephardic Jewish family, but my dad's family from Crete. So we are Criticos. We're kind of like a 40% Turkic in that case. Others are like a Jewish, Greek. I'm a real mix of the everything exists in this society. And as a country, it's a very young population. 80, our population is right now around the 87 million. We're the seventh largest population in this world as well. And the other important thing, almost 65% are under 35 years old, and almost 50% are under 25 years old. We are also
Wow.
the youngest country in Europe as well. That's why education is very important, and we have 12 years compulsory education in this country. It's a schools are free. Of course, there are private schools available. Where my genius son, just some of you met, he is going to one of the private schools where educational language is English, because many people nowadays believe that English is not even a foreign language, it's a world language. That's why he's also learning Spanish. We get a very big education system, and when you join the Turkey tour, one day long we talk about what are the important things about the Turkish education system as well. And this is a country, although predominantly people are Muslim, number one thing, people are not strict Muslim. It's a Muslim country where drinking daily habits. Can you imagine that? We have a saying. What is the difference between a Turkish wedding and Turkish funeral? One less drunk. Drinking is a big habit among the Turkish people. We have roughly 50% alcohol. And as a woman wise, when you come to here, only 30% of the women they cover themselves. And they are strict Muslim. It's almost 70% of the women, they're very well educated. They are like a miniskirts, high heels, genuine fake Louis Vuitton bags. They're very relaxed and comfortable. And I just put the pictures of a couple of like a lovely ladies. The lady with the scarf, she is the Ministry of Economy for a long time. The lady in the upright is Elif Shafak, one of the greatest writer Turkey contribute to the rest of the world. And the underneath, a famous singer. And the lady with the military uniform, this year she graduated the Army Academy with 4.0 GPA as a first rank student. You can see that in women's are in all around the daily life in Turkey. How's it going, by the way? Do you hear me clearly?
Mhm.
Everything is clear?
Yeah.
All right. So, family, I don't mind, it has to call you as family. We are one of the top 20 economies in the world. In the last few years, our economy is a little bit trembling. I have to be honest to you, what happened? During the pandemic, all the worlds, they moved to the high interest rate economy. Turkish economy dropped the whole interest rate, and that's why we get inflation. But still, this is a country of manufacturing. We're the second major textile producer in the world.
Oh, I didn't
And
know that.
Turkish home textiles are world known. For example, if you work in a travel industry, all the well-known hotel chains like Four Seasons, Kempinski, Peninsula, in their dossier or leaflet, they say we use Turkish towels. In our rooms, we put Turkish carpets. It's kind of like a big thing. For the home textile, we're the number one producer. But the one thing it's not really now, we're the largest automobile producer of the Europe. And Toyota has been building the world's largest car factory. And Tesla, Elon Musk, is a really good friend with our president and building two big EV factories as well. If everything goes well, probably next 10 years, we will be the major car supplier in the world. So it's a country with the chimneys. People, we do a lot of manufacturing. And the last major industry is construction. And after China and US, we are the third one. But the Turkish contractors, they even build in the United States. So a couple of years ago, I was driving from San Francisco to Seattle in the I-5, and around the Portland, Oregon, there was a road construction. And guess what happened? In a billboard, I saw the Turkish names. Parked my car, knocked at their engineer's shelter, and guess what happened? They served me a Turkish coffee in the middle of I-5, Portland, Oregon. So Turkey is really progressive in that case. And of course, we are having the world's seventh largest military. And we are the second major NATO country in terms of size and military power. I am a good example. In Turkey, we have a compulsory military service. And after completing my master's degree, I was directly drafted through the Marine Academy. And I got 4 months Marine school. I become officer, 2 months Special Forces course. And after that, I served 1 year in Kandahar, Afghanistan, as a quick reaction force officer with my American Marine friends. If there's a former Marine, Semper Fi. That's something very important for us as well. And we are the members of NATO since 1952. By the way, I'm sure you heard that Turkey has a new name, Turkey, yeah. And this is how we write. And how can you spell it? Very simple. Just say Turkey and just say yeah. Turkey, yeah. That's the easiest way to pronounce my country. So why the Turkey? For traveling. And number one, if you are a history buff, this is where you see the cradle of the Western civilizations. And from Ephesus through to Cappadocia, from Bodrum through to Istanbul, every destination we go, and you can see, wow, you can connect the many things you know in your daily life, and you can see that here is the beginning point. That's why, like in so many travel specialists, they always say that if you want to understand the European history and the Western civilization, first travel in Turkey, and then through the Greece, and then through the Sicily, and then Italy, and then you can understand the everything related with Christianity, Renaissance, and that's why Turkey is a good one-on-one point. Apart from that, we're proud. We really tempt you. It's a country with the beautiful carpets. It's a country with the beautiful fabrics. It's a country with lots of tchotchkes, sweaters, the letters. And when people come to Turkey, they say that, oh, we're not really planning. And then they spend a lot of money because it is really rich. I wish I could, at the end of my presentation, I will show you a little bit inside my home, including my son, and you can see how handicrafts become the part of our daily life as well. But then one of the most important things, which in Turkey is interesting, is the local people. Even anywhere we go, meet with the locals. They are not even able to speak more than 20 English words. But the way they welcome you, the way Turkish people are very touchy-feely. They always try to cuddle you. They always try to embrace you. Whatever they got, they like to share with you. That's one of the things people always says when they come to Turkey. Amazing history, great cities, great antiquity, but people are the best. That's the one thing. And we do a lot of local experiences. We want to show you the world from our point of view. Like, and it's kind of like important for us as well to understand the Turkish life, to understand the Turkish families, to understand the different. That's why, like, and what we designed with Tanya and Christopher is actually getting into the families and getting to the life of the people. And we will meet a lot of locals. I will not be only my local your friends. You will meet with a lot of local people. That makes your holiday as a real experience. And bad news. If you spend more than 10 days in Turkey, it is equal to 3 extra pounds. Even every day we walk over 10,000 steps. This is the country of the casseroles, but in Turkey we have a big important thing. We get big breakfast, big lunch, and bigger dinner. And we like to eat as family style. So, guys, that's the one thing you will feel. I'm going to order so many things, and you're going to try everything from all together, small spoons, and every meal going to be a small feast, small experience for you. Just to attract a little bit, I put you a couple of pictures. This is our famous eggplant kebab. Inside there's a beautiful lamb, and then we fry the eggplants with a little chunk of garlic, and then we put the meat in the eggplant, and we bake it in the oven with the tomato and pepper. And oh my gosh, you can eat your fingers. Greeks and Turks are still competing. Many of my Greek friends, you guys do octopus better. I sometimes say, no, no, you guys do better. It's really, we know in Aegean Sea, we get the best octopus. You don't need a knife. You just use your fork to cut those pieces, and it melts in your stomach as well. And lamb is our business. Sorry, guys. You don't know how to make a lamb in the US. Europeans, they don't know. We are the master of the lambs with good casseroles, and we are the patrons of the kebabs. And every kebab you eat, we have more than 200 kebabs. The only one word I say, you will be gastronomically satisfied. This is our octopus carpaccio in Bodrum. I know the best place, a chef who worked with in Germany with a 3 Michelin star chef, and he put his effort to make us happy as well. And these are our traditional Turkish delights. Starch with honey. And in Spice Bazaar, I will let you taste the best of the best. And this is our knefe. 2 layers of shredded wheat with a halloumi cheese with a chunk of pistachio. You're going to try all of them in the store. If you don't mind, I'm going to take a small sip in my tea because we Turks are tea obsessed people. Average Turk from 6 a.m. in the morning till the midnight, we drink 20 cup of tea. And Istanbul. This is a city where I currently live now, 22 million. It's bigger than Holland. It's bring the Ireland at Denmark, at Finland, at Norway. Still, Istanbul is crowded. And Istanbul is breathtaking. Driving in Istanbul is horrible. But that's why we pick up a great location, which is close to modern town, close to water, and close to old town. And in Istanbul, we're going to do the most of the things with public transportation, act like a Turk, eat like a Turk, and live like a real Istanbulite. But the first place we definitely discover is the Topkapi Palace. This is the place where Ottomans ruled the world. They were the superpowers of the world, Europe in 15th, 16th, and 17th century. And you can see when you walk around the walls of the Topkapi Palace, you can understand the strength of the empire, the financial power, and how this financial power turned into the segment of the Europe in 19th century. But everywhere in the palace is a different art museum. You can see the amazing tiles. You can see the really beautiful carpets. The stone masonry is amazing. But if you ever ask me, Mert, what is the most important highlight of Istanbul is definitely Hagia Sophia. This building has been standing in that spot in the last 1500 years. More than 20 earthquakes, 7.2, 7.3, nothing happens. And it's an amazing Roman masterpiece. And today it's currently used as a mosque, but this is the interior. You can see the arch, pendentives, flying buttresses. This is the first building ever architects used the flying buttresses and pendentives. And it was the biggest dome of the world till the 16th century. And today, if we have St. Peter in Rome, Duomo in Florence, St. Paul in London, Seville Cathedral, or Slimania Mosque in Istanbul, or the beautiful the mosques in Egypt, Hagia Sophia is 101. Everybody inspired and use the basics of Hagia Sophia for the others. That's why this is the one building we never rush. We do it in slow pace, and you can see some amazing wall mosaics of Jesus, Mother Mary, and all the important Christian donators. And this is my favorite building, Slimania from 16th century AD. This is like at the same size with the St. Peter. Only the problem, they're coming from same time period, but St. Peter took 140 years. That building took 7 years. Of course, it was dedicated to the most famous Ottoman Sultan, Suleiman the Magnificent. He is still buried over there. And the important thing, it faced through the Golden Horn, the Bosphorus, the beautiful waterfronts of the whole Istanbul. It's a really beautiful pearl building of the city. And the interior, the decorations, the tile work, and most importantly, the construction technique is unique. And the architects now he did a really great job. And this is the place you can feel yourself act like a Muslim. You cover yourself, get the modesty, and visit and enjoy those beautiful masterpiece from 16th century AD. And one of the most joyful part of Istanbul, of course, we're gonna do a daily 2 hours Bosphorus cruise. In the Bosphorus, we sail from the lower part of the Bosphorus and sail through the north and see all the beautiful masterpieces, enjoying the daily life. And this is the best way to understand the life and the topography, the topography of Istanbul as well. And we're gonna visit Spice Market. This is the place where we let you taste the spices and we let you enjoy with the Turkish lights. As soon as you enter, all the odor of the spices, they really captured you, and it's an amazing experience as well. And Grand Bazaar. Grand Bazaar is the center of the fabrics, center of the glasswares, silver, and the gold jewelries. And it's an important institution. We introduce you some of the really important vendors and we share the tea with them. You don't have to shop, but at least you need to know and talk and ask few questions to those guys as well. For example, the guy in the picture on the right, his shop, he just sells scarves, but he is in the London Planet, Rick Steves. He is in the Washington Post, New York Times, and Luxury Travel Guide, and he was in the Condé Nast magazine. And I asked him, why you're so popular? You're just selling scarf. He said that because I'm doing all the sales pitch in the world. What do you do? I just tell the truth. This from India, this from China, this from Turkey, this is fake silk, this is fake pashmina, this is real pashmina. It's very simple, and you have to see everybody goes over there because his sales pitch is telling the truth. This is an experience in Grand Bazaar. We want to introduce you those kind of decent people as well. And then we're going to take you to the lunar scape of Cappadocia with 1 hour, 15 minutes, beautiful and easy flight. And the Cappadocia is a geographical wonderland. The three volcanic mountain, around 1.5 million years ago, they started to erupt. And this volcanic eruption covered a lot of ashes and all this blanket ashes by years, by winds, rains, and sharp temperature change get shaped and created those amazing cape pillars, tabletops, all the stratified, and lots of underground structures. And one of the greatest activity we do over there is walking around the valleys, visiting some rock art church. And those rock art churches and fairy chimneys are amazing. And hot air balloon is a must-do activity. And this is the best way to understand the geography. This is the best way to navigate around all those beautiful valleys and structures. And in this place, we visit the local house, mingle with the local people as well, try the local foods, see the traces of early Christians who run away from the Roman persecutors, and we deal with the Roman art, which is actually much earlier than the Renaissance. And you can see the beautiful paintings on the walls of the church as well. It's a really dreamland. And who got a big inspiration from here? George Lucas. That's why the half of the first Star Wars, which is actually known as Star Wars 4, were shot in Cappadocia. And after discovering this place, we're going to fly to major city of Izmir. And we're going to stay in this beautiful town of Kuşadası in a really nice waterfront hotel where they get the best, one of the best spas in the world as well. And of course, our major subject is Ephesus. Ephesus, I can talk you just like at 4 hours. I was just in Ephesus yesterday with 28 people. Oh, it's still the largest archaeological site in the world. This theater is the place where Paul had a problem with the Demetrius. You can actually, I can easily tell you guys, this is where the Acts 19, 28, 32 exists. This is where the Acts 19, 16 exists. And you really walk around not only in the ancient site, a Roman world, but you also see exact spots of the New Testament. That's why Ephesus is so important. This is a city Paul started to wrote his letters. His letters are accepted as the first written documents of the New Testament. John completed his book of Revelation and later on completed his gospel in here. So this is the city where they completed the writing of the New Testament as well, which makes the Ephesus so special, and we learn the whole stories in that place. And then we drive to roughly 2.5 hours to a beautiful place called Pamukkale. This is the place we get hot springs, the thermal baths. And those hot springs are so special. The water really treats your skin as well. And we spend the day, and this is a city where Philippos become the martyr as well. So it's a very old settlement from 4th century BC. And the final place we go is the Bodrum, which is the one of the most beautiful touristical town and holiday resorts in Turkey, where we have a beautiful beach, beautiful climate, a cleanest water. I would like to describe the water because I every year I take a special group from Hawaii, and you know how the Hawaiians are so proud of their water and their beach. But when they swim in Bodrum, the only word they say, this is 20 times clearer than Hawaii. You swim from the beach 50 yards, you drop the coin underneath is 20 feet deep, and you can still see that coins. It's such a crystal water. And one of the days we stay there, we will visit this magnificent castle, which was built from all the leftover materials of Mausoleum of Halicarnassus, which is one of the seven wonders of the ancient world. And the Bodrum itself is Halicarnassus, actually. And the name Bodrum come from Petrium, because this beautiful castle was dedicated to Saint Peter. So the Peter Petrium become Bodrum. In this place, we visit a beautiful village, which is 45 minutes away from the downtown. It's a really Turkoman village, and those guys, they still keep a lot of traditions. And in that village, you're going to learn about the handicrafts. And you're going to learn how to make Turkish phyllo dough, how to make dolma. So it's going to be a lot of activities. You're going to drink their local wines, and you're going to learn how to weave with carpets, which is the oldest art we still like are proud and we still like to keep in this country. And that's kind of like you learn it not from the stores in the Grand Bazaar. We take you to the place where directly people weave those beautiful masterpieces as well. All right, this is what I'd like to show it to you, but I'm always ready to open your question. And I think from now on, I have a chance to see all of you. Hi, everyone.
Thank you, Mert. That is just amazing. I want to go now.
You're always welcome. And by the way, I'd just like to show you my home a little bit to you. Yamando, stay there. Like, this is my home. This is my carpet, which my grandmother weaved.
Wow.
Yes, my
Wow.
father was born over there in Walk. This is my son Yamando, and over there as well.
Have a nice.
And this is my beautiful paintings from Cappadocia region, but Cappadocia and the combination of Istanbul as well. From now on, whatever you want, you may ask me, and I'm ready to answer.
Remember to unmute yourself.
I hope I will learn. Okay.
Is there anything?
No, we're just speechless. Now I'm hungry though. After we saw the food, I'm a little hungry.
I
It
am
looks
too.
just beautiful.
So I know we have a few people here, Mert, who are actually signed up already for the tour. Who here is all signed up for the tour in Turkey? I know
Bob
Bob
and
and Leon and Bob and Susie. So, and then Rob as well, and his wife,
Liz,
Liz. I'm like, yes, Rob and Liz. So we've got Bob, Rob. So that'll be fun.
we travel like that, Bob, and
Yes,
Rob.
we do.
Could I make a comment? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yay!
Yes,
Yay.
I'm not.
Nice
I'm
to
not,
see you.
Yes, and it's good to be heard. I'm not signed up, but in 2009, I took a trip to Turkey. It was through Rick Steves, and it was marvelous. Istanbul and the Hagia Sophia have to be the most impressive, beautiful things I've seen. I've got a Turkish rug. I would show it to you, but it would involve getting up and moving things around. But everything he said is true. The balloon ride in Cappadocia, the clearness of the sea off Bodrum, Kuşadası is gorgeous. Pamukkale, the food, everything. It's an amazing place. And those of you who are going, I'm so excited for you because it is truly beautiful.
Elaine, your Turkish pronunciation is amazing.
Except, are you going to Antalya? That was one of my favorite cities too.
Yeah, if we add this Antalya, that will be too much bus time. And we can have and that's one of the reasons, and when we talk with it, Tanya, and I want to do the places where a little bit also like a Bodrum is, for example, not so many Americans are going. It's really like a unique place. And we also can visit from Kuşadası to Pamukkale. We're going to visit another surprise ancient city called Aphrodisias. You've been there.
And
because
yes, with the temple and the
Temple of Fiji,
amphitheater. It's gorgeous.
Exactly. So we do I didn't mention everything as well, but if you spend too much time, maybe tour operators you spend 6 to 7 hours, and it's kind of sometimes a tiring. And rather than we eliminate some places and we use the plane, which saves us the days, and with that way we have a chance to see much more sites. That's why me, Tanya, and Christopher, we did a lot of brainstorming for that.
Well, everything you've mentioned sounds wonderful, and I wish I were going, but I'm going to be in Romania next year at that time. So anyway,
Enjoy that.
Elaine, the dates line up so you could do Romania and then jump into Turkey.
well,
Over there.
I will give it some thought, but
It's one of
probably
the
not.
one of the 7 top European foodie places. What?
Turkey is. Is that what you were saying, Liz?
I don't think.
Oh, can you hear me? Did I unmute myself?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Oh, yes. I receive a daily travel world thing, and it highlighted 7 European cities that were top food destinations, and Istanbul was on the list. So I'm excited.
Liz, actually, I need to tell you one thing. Now the number of the Michelin star restaurants are popping up. And I'm the one of the 3 guides of the Michelin experts who came to Turkey. And we spent almost 10 days. I spent 10 days with them, took them through the street vendors, through the other places. And they say that they have to change it and readapt the whole the grading system because there's so many places they can't give the so much stars to whole places. And guess what happened? This year they give the 1 star to the one hole in the wall, like in a really small place, and you can't believe that now Turkish people are making queue over there, and what they are doing is fish wrap. They just get the grilled mackerel with 6 different spices, and they get a lavash bread. They put some tomato sauce, and then they get a mixed green salads. After grilling that, they put the fish, put the wild greens, wrap it, and while they were grilling the wrap into the barbecue a little bit, they put pomegranate molasses.
Oh, wow.
And the Michelin people get crazy for that. So it's, and that's why in Istanbul, one of the things me and Christopher, we talk about it a lot. Sometimes we skip the lunch. Hey, I'm gonna let you taste this. I'm gonna let you taste that. Hey, let's try this. And with that way, you can enjoy and experiencing the different delicacies. And also we get a sledgehammer for you. After the jet lag, how we're gonna wake you up and keep you walking 15,000 steps every day. Turkish coffee. The nickname is Sledgehammer. But have you ever eaten baklava?
Yes.
No, you haven't eaten baklava yet in your life. We are a little bit we're humble people, but when the subject is baklava, we can't be humble. It's made by
We're on the
brewed
middle
butter
of Zoom right
and
now,
pistachio, nothing else.
and then we're headed up
Butter,
to,
honey, and pistachio.
Tampa.
And our rice casserole is really good.
You want to come over
Monday in advance.
Monday
2
morning?
weeks,
for a little
3
lunch?
times. We'll give you guys. I hope you will enjoy.
Let me make another comment. This wouldn't have been
Oh,
a
no.
Michelin star restaurant, but some of the best food I had was street
love
food. And I was very, very impressed with the sheep entrails, spiced.
Oh, you're
Oh,
going in?
very good.
Okay.
And when I realized what it was, it didn't make any difference. It was still delicious.
Elaine,
Yeah.
you know the one thing in Turkey, because
Did you-
in American English,
Did you
sometimes
go to
the
the
term
linguistic
can mix.
museum? I sent you
In Turkey, we separate the foods as hot food
those
and
things.
spicy food.
That's almost
But
certain.
spicy food doesn't mean the hot food. And we get some spices which are very mild. We have sweet spices like turmeric, cinnamon, and then cardamom. And this is a country and we like to use saffron everywhere. But which saffron? In Spice Market, I will teach you. If somebody tells you they are the best Turkish saffron provider, run away. Because we Turks, we don't like Turkish saffron. We always use the top-notch Persian, the saffron from Shiraz, which is the best, and you get a chance to get that as well.
Okay,
Very fun.
we'll touch bases with
Amazing.
Hey, somebody mute Bolte.
there before that. was.
Mute him.
Yeah,
Yes.
could you
They're listening to your conversation.
just click on the microphone icon on the bottom of the screen?
That's okay. He went to the other room.
Okay.
Thank you, Bob. They were listening. You were too loud.
Did you enjoy my discussion of sinusitis? That was
No,
great.
not really.
Yeah, really, it really dovetails well with all that wonderful food that you were talking about. Okay.
So we did get baklava in Turkey, but we've forgotten the taste a little. So we need to go back and try it.
It
again.
was the best baklava
It was
we've
the
ever
best
had,
we've ever had.
and it was in Kusadasi.
Yes.
This is where I am from originally. Yeah,
Well-
this is my hometown as well. But my son just reminded me, Dad, you forget to tell you a very important food called kokoreç, which is like a beautiful spicy lamb. But don't ask me which part of the lamb. I always tell people after they taste it. Anyway, we're so
It's
happy
gonna
to
be fun.
welcome you, and we're so happy to become your travel mate over there. And then the other important thing, we always believe that travel is a big political act. And when he joined the Turkey, we talk politics. And don't get right misunderstand. We don't talk American politics, but we talk a lot about, like for example, Kurds. We talk what happened to Armenians 1915, which are kind of like a delicate subjects.
That
We
is so-
talk about our relations with Russians, Syria, Iran, Greece, and what average people think about Americans. And we want you to understand how the things are going on in this part. And again, just my last tour, which I finished yet today actually, we were in Cappadocia, and there was a fisherman. He was selling fish, lake fish, some trout, and we were passing, and I just explained them this is a rainbow trout, which is delicious. And then he asked to my people, "Who are they? Where are they from?" And I said, "They're from U.S." "Oh, send my greetings to Clinton and Obama." But don't send any greetings to
The man.
Biden and Trump. And I told them, hey guys, this is a really deep political message. Please understand, Turkish people, they worship Clinton. Clinton was a hero. We have a statue in Izmit. I tell the story when he joined the Turkey tour. And Obama, everybody loved him, but nobody liked Trump. Nobody liked Biden, especially Biden is kind of like a persona non grata in Turkey. He's kind of like a makes some mistakes, and it's kind of like a interesting. But people later on, when they thought that, wow, that's amazing. This guy still appreciates Clinton, and he still appreciates Obama. That's like a we want you to feel this kind of things in the store,
I knew
and
that, yeah.
that's why again we give you. It's not just a visiting the. Yeah, I am expert in Ephesus. I'm not going to be humble. I work with the excavation team. I work with the special Bible, Joseph Lynch, the Bible professor from Ohio State. But like, and it's not just seeing the Ephesus, it's the whole package of Turkey is such an interesting country, such a potential country. And it's a really sincere ally. And that's why just 4 weeks ago, I get the guided the top-notch 5 generals from Pentagon. I'm not allowed to share their names. I signed a contract because I do work for the Ankara Embassy and Istanbul Consulate. They said that we can sacrifice our politicians, but we cannot sacrifice Turkey. This is their words. We are such an important ally for you. But anyway, I'm not going to talk too much. When you open the Pandora box, I would like to talk more and more. I will leave the rest of the subjects to the Turkey tour. But if you have any questions, please ask me.
Yeah. So, any suggestions on books to read before we go on the trip?
And we get a lot of like books for historic perspective, for understanding the Bible history, or understanding the Ottomans. But one of the things we wanted to people who were not really well informed is the life of Atatürk, or founding father of modern Turkey. And there's a great book of the Lord Kinross you can find on Amazon called Grey Wolf. And Andrew Mango, the famous BBC historian, he got a great book called Atatürk. This is one of them. Bird Without the Wings is another interesting book, understanding the sad things happened 1924, the population exchange between the Turks in Greece and the Greeks and Turks. And the Cappadocia is one of the major places this happens. When we visit the Cappadocia, we're going to talk about all those things. And just wait me a second. Coming in a second.
Did you get that first one?
Oh, there's Strauss.
I'll get
Okay.
these from Mert and I'll be sharing
be
them with
great.
you.
Okay,
Yeah,
that'd
don't
be
worry.
great.
That'd be
I get a library with the 1,200 books, that's why. But I wanted to bring the one book, Biblical Turkey, Mark Wilson. It tells you a lot of details about the biblical spots in Turkey. Like a little bit, maybe not going through the historical background, but it is a really, really essential book. That's why it's very important. And one of my favorite friends, he is a professor in Cornell University, Barry Strauss. His books about Master of Commands, the Trojan War, and those are really interesting books. And the story of Alexander the Great. They really tell you because we're going to talk about all those subjects. But if you're in love with history, the books of the Barry Strauss are really, really amazing. And I got a better idea. Not only a reading suggestions before you arrive, like in around the new year, I would like to post you some links, some web pages, some YouTube videos about Turkey and about related with Ottoman history, biblical history. So they will be really, really helping you a lot to understand as well.
That'd be great.
And Mert, yeah, I was going to say thank you so much. And Mert and I are going to be working together to put together a document that we call Travel Essentials that we provide you with every detour that you go on. So it does provide book and film recommendations, packing suggestions, basic language greetings and phrases, and
That's nice.
definitely food to look out for. So we'll be putting this together and kind of we'll have it in your Yuli page where your one-stop shop is to access all of your trip logistics and information. But we'll also be sending out little snippets of like links, like Mert said, to get you excited and sustain your excitement in the next year, because sadly this trip is still a year away. So we'll keep you fed and excited.
Very
There
good.
we go.
Also, if we arrive a day or two early, it might be nice to have some suggestions of some things to do that we wouldn't be doing on the trip that you would have added to the trip before we start the trip.
Definitely. And me, Tanya, Christopher, and our Turkish partner, Berna, we have some suggestions if you come 1 day or 2 days in advance. And that really helps with some half-day activities so you can wander in the different parts, which our tour never covers. And you can learn different parts. And even maybe like we can give you some optional activities as well. Yeah.
And likewise, we intentionally we end this trip in Bodrum, and you have the option from there to fly back to Istanbul and fly home, or you can use that as a jumping off point. So as with pre-tour travel, we also wanted to give people the freedom to extend and explore. Maybe if you wanted to jump off into the Aegean and do more island exploration, you can do that too. And we can help you with that.
And Robert, especially Bodrum is very close to Greek island Kos. And from Kos, you can easily get a ferry to Samos. And those are beautiful Greek islands. And even you can go directly to Rhodes. From Rhodes, you can fly to anywhere in Europe.
Yeah. Great. I'll just have to get more time off from my boss.
Bosses. All right.
I approve it.
Thank you for your questions and thanks for making my night interesting. I enjoyed a lot.
Yes, thank you very much.
Mert,
We're really
thank you.
looking forward
Yeah.
to it.
I know late at night in Turkey. I have recorded this. I will be putting it on the Dressler Detours YouTube channel. I saw some of you jumped on a little late. Hi, Sue. Great to see you. You're muted, but that's okay. Sue is my stepmom. Always fun to see family here. So we'll be putting the recording of this on our YouTube channel. If you want to share it with folks who are interested in Turkey and maybe want to join, please share the link. And if anyone has any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me, and I can also put you back in touch with Mert. So thanks for joining us for today's Saturday Escape to Turkey. We hope
Thank
to see
you.
you at a future escape. Speaking of, next week we will be escaping to Costa Rica with Dr. Dean McGovern, a dear friend of mine. So if you're interested in learning about that beautiful and diverse country, please do jump on, and I'll make sure that those links are working. So thanks for that feedback.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks.
All right.
Thank
everyone.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye, Liz.
Thank you.
Bye.
I'm
Good
so
to see you.
excited.
I live.
Oh, there's Leslie.
Bye-bye.
You could exit.
Güle güle. All right, do you hear me?
I hear you.
All right, okay. I hope it worked. I hope it helped
Yeah,
you.
that was great. Thank you. I really appreciate the thorough and really thoughtful presentation. It was helpful, and I'm very ready to go to Turkey.
You're welcome. You guys are coming together, or?
Well, as I mentioned, we do have, so Christoph will be on the Romania tour. He's leading our Romania trip next next September, not Saturday. And so we're trying to figure out, we are running a Greece trip at the same time as the Turkey trip. And so one of us will be on, one of us will be on the other. And my
You're all welcome.
daughter gets to choose which one she gets to go on because she's not going to be home alone.
Bring your turkey as she can do the hot air ballooning.
I know. Honestly, Christoph's on Greece, so I'm sure he's gonna say, like, I want to go to Turkey. I was just on Greece last year, but I want to take my daughter to Turkey.
All
Uh,
right.
Thank you
Take
so
care.
much. We'll be in touch. Ciao.
Bye-bye.
Bye.